Hi, I'm Nancy Fredericks with Nancy Fredericks International, and I'm here with a very serious question for those of you who are leaders and managers in corporations around the country today. How are you going to manage the new generation of employees? You know, I recently saw a flurry of articles that came out of a survey done by Laureate Zogby, and it was the broadest worldwide student study ever done, according to what was touted. And I was reading the articles, and they were all very positive. I mean, even one of them said, you don't have to worry about your children, they're fine. And yet, as I read the study, I became deeply concerned for our future work population. Why? Well, let me share with you some of the stuff that came out of the survey. Students, 75% of the students worldwide believe that they are getting absolutely the kind of course studies that will give them career skills necessary for great careers. They believe they are receiving all the tools and all the knowledge and all of the information that they need, not simply to be successful immediately upon entering the workforce, but way into the future. So they're very confident. So all these articles are saying, hey, our kids are confident about their future. And I'm real happy that they're confident. But let's look at it in comparison to what HR professionals are saying, what employees who are currently in the workforce are saying, and see if their confidence is justified. You know, there's research out there that say 69% of the human professionals out there say that they are not adequately preparing their workforce for today or the future. 46% of those who are currently employed between the ages of 18 and 34, you know, they're saying that their education and training hasn't prepared them to get ahead in their current career today. They're discouraged. And then there's, you know, a whopping 70% of the U.S. workforce that say they never are reaching their full potential. It's never used in their organization. Now, let's look at the disparity between these. This is like a clash waiting to happen. Employees who are excited about their future and confident about their skill sets and know that they've got the greatest gifts in the world to give their companies come into a corporation that somehow isn't ready to receive them. You know, I remember a couple of years ago, I was asked to do a leadership keynote speaking engagement at Amgen for their executive female leaders. And I was talking about what it takes to be a leader today. And I always have question and answer because I love, you know, conversing with people and hearing what they're thinking. And the very, very first woman who raised her hand and vigorously raised her hand and authoritatively raised her hand, stood up and said, I graduated with this degree and 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 this degree. And she had whopping, impressive degrees. The litany of her degrees just, you know, would have bowed a normal human being over. The very next question she asked is, so now that I'm fully qualified, how soon do I become a manager at Amgen? Well, I'm not going to go into the answer because we don't have time today, but those of you who are employed as a leader and a manager today, you know the concern I'm having. With that kind of attitude, they think they're ready for everything in corporate America, and we who have worked understand that they aren't. So what are we going to do? You know, we already, through Gallup research, show that 70% of our current employees are not engaged at some level. I'm deeply fearful about this new generation coming in with this cockiness and assuredness and confidence and, like joy of the jumping into their future and their great career, slamming into corporate America. And I'm deeply fearful that 70% disengaged at some level is going to look good. Can you imagine how this population is going to feel? So what are we going to do? There's good news in the midst of bad news, and I want to share this with you. This generation really understands that it's lifetime development that is going to support them in having a long-term career. So that's the secret, I believe, for those of us who are leaders and those of us who are managers, those of us who are working to support this new generation be successful, is to really plug into that commitment for lifelong learning and inspire them and challenge them and share with them the gap that comes with college knowledge, book learning knowledge, and actual business expertise and knowing the culture and what works and what doesn't work and how to succeed. And that gap is the gap that managers and leaders should be constantly discussing with their employees in a very positive attitude, like, learn, here we're giving you mentoring, here we're giving you some training, here, this is the gap that you need to overcome in order to create those dreams of your future that are vivid and alive when you came as your first job in our company. Anyway, that's a taste. Thanks for joining me. I look forward to having you join me in the next Mindful Business Tip. And in the interim, much success to you all. Please feel comfortable to contact me. Let's create a dialogue around this. Let's make sure that the future generation is plugged in and engaged. Thanks so much.